This is The Wheel Weaves, a Wheel of Time podcast with no spoilers. Hey everyone, I'm your host Dani, and I'm the first-time reader going through this series chapter by chapter. As always, there's no spoilers past the chapter we're covering, and that means it's totally safe for first-time readers. I'm joined by my co-host Brett, who's a longtime fan, and he's guiding me on this journey. We'd like to thank and acknowledge our executive producers, Brandy and Kirkwood, Sean McGuire, Yanis, Albert Lorenzo, LightBlindedFool, Green Man, Deyvis Ferreira, Margaret, Big C, Bennett Williamson, and Dylan C. And before we get into things today, we just want to thank and welcome Adam and Drew Christensen to the Wheel Weaves Patreon team. Thank you so much for your generosity and your support. We really, truly could not do this without you. In this episode, we are still talking about the prologue of Knife of Dreams.
Yeah, we're finishing it though. The last two, and they're good ones.
Last two perspectives.
Perspectives. Yeah, we're finishing it off. It's like 100 pages.
Of 3.
Come on.
For the prologue.
Yeah.
Embers on falling grass.
You almost like 3 episodes in here.
Embers falling on dry grass.
There we go.
I just looked at it. I tried to do it off the top of my head.
Yeah, and I'm actually pretty excited to talk about this because finally we also get to talk about the book cover. Yeah. I told you had to wait because we literally...
I wanted to talk about how funny it is.
It's so good, but here's the thing. For this fun fact today, we're going to talk about the book cover, the Daryl K. Sweet version.
That's right.
Obviously, because it's fantastic.
What other cover would we talk about?
I don't even want to talk about any others. But here's the thing. In my opinion, it's one of, if not the most accurate covers of what's actually happening in the book.
I know.
Of all the covers we've seen, at least so far.
Interesting, because if I had seen this cover at the beginning of Crossroads of Twilight...
Sure.
I would have just
Okay, get the cover.
So angry at Crossroads of Twilight because I would have been like, wait a minute, in Knife of Dreams, Perrin is still sitting around and planning, looking for Fail? Yes.
Can you tell that from the cover?
Yes, I can.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, I can.
I'm going to give a quick description if anyone has not seen it. Oh man, Google it. But anyways, we have the cover showing Gaul on the left side. You can tell because he's Aiel and he's got, the Aiel stuff going on.
Sure.
We got Perrin front and center in his nice white shirt.
Yep.
Then we've got Arganda looking grumpy because he's quite grumpy.
So grumpy.
And the three of them are facing Galena.
Oh, it's Galena.
That's who the Aes Sedai is.
Because I thought that was Barrelane.
No, they're facing Galena.
Yeah, okay, now I get it.
Yeah, and then there's the maps of Malden on the table and the surrounding area, on the table between them.
Yeah.
And we literally get this scene. Then there's a sneaky back cover. You have the Ashaman Nield.
Okay, well now I need to look, okay.
Sneaky boy. He's hiding in the back.
Oh, holding the curtain.
Yeah, holding the curtain.
What's he doing?
He's just hanging out there.
Okay.
Who else could it possibly be?
Okay.
Because he's got the black coat and everything.
Well then, okay, because I would have thought this was Barrelane. But no, it's clearly not.
Yeah.
Where's Barrelane, though?
Yeah, she's not important.
She's very important.
I'm just saying, it's a pretty accurate description of what's happening, and we have to wait because that's the perspective we're seeing in the prologue here, so it's pretty great.
Okay, I do have a funny comment to mention, just from our Instagram. I recently posted a picture of this book cover.
Okay.
And somebody commented, someone who interacts with us quite often, TM Rogers, 87, before I started this series, I had hoped that this book cover was Rand, Matt, and Perrin way far in the future. Boy, was I wrong.
Oh, man, okay.
And I thought that was such a good one. I wanted to share it.
Is Rand, I guess, the Gaul, the guy on the left? It'd have to be, right?
Well, because he's kind of redhead.
He's kind of redheadish,
Uh-huh.
Got that, and did Matt turn into the old Grumpus?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And this Moraine's on the cover. There you go.
Yeah, it's hard to tell.
It makes sense.
But that's a really funny take.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I am excited, though, to get into this so that after this I can read new stuff.
Yeah, just one chapter, though, so,
I get it. Oh, no, that's fine.
We'll
we can talk about that.
Okay.
However, I have been rereading this prologue and these perspectives a lot.
Yeah. Well, we had to.
And
had to.
It's taken a while, and I actually think I read the Galena perspective more than I read the Egwene perspective.
Okay.
And in all the times I re-listened and reread this chapter, this prologue, I didn't take any I said I notes.
Okay.
So I am once again going to be taking real-time notes live while we're recording.
Very exciting.
Okay, so are you ready?
Yeah, let's do this.
All right. We are going to enter in a Galena perspective. And Galena is getting some alone time here.
Yeah.
We get a very, very interesting scene where she's allowed to go out for rides.
Yes. Yeah.
But she has to be back by sundown.
Yeah, but I'll just put like an asterisk to that. She's not commanded to be back.
No.
There's no order in place, and she would have to obey an order to return.
That's right.
But there's no order to return, and that is really just painting a big picture in this perspective of how thoroughly Ferreira owns Galena.
Oh, yes.
And she thinks that. She's like, she owns me.
Yes.
So it's not good. It's not good. Well, okay. Galena's the worst.
Galena's awful.
So, again, battling with, like, bad things happening to a bad person by another bad person.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Do I feel bad for anyone involved? I don't know.
Not really.
Not really, but...
No, what I do think, though, is that this is quite interesting, and I thought this several times throughout this entire perspective, that at any point, Galena actually can leave.
Yes, she can.
But she doesn't want to. Not because she fears the punishment, which is a sort of side thing that, like, maybe she fears a little bit of the punishment, but it's the fact that she needs to get back to that specific oath rod.
Yeah.
Because she can't channel because of her oath to obey.
Yeah.
Or something, right?
Well, yeah, so there's 2 oath rods we know are in play right now. So we have the White Tower oath rod, and that one has the numerals, like the Age of Legend numerals, for the number 3 carved on it. And then this new one that Ferreira now has the numerals 111 carved on it.
Oh.
So she's under the assumption that there's a chance that this oath rod won't be able, or like the Tower oath rod won't be able to remove oaths from this new one. So she doesn't want to take the risk.
She doesn't want to take the chance.
Because if she leaves without the oath rod that Ferreira has, then there's a possibility that she'll never be able to embrace the source ever again.
Yes.
So, we don't know that that's true.
No.
It doesn't necessarily seem like it's true, but like...
I would speculate that it's actually not true.
Yeah, like...
But for this plot line...
Sure.
This matters.
We just don't have a lot of indications saying like, oh, the oath rod has to be the same one.
No.
It's
especially for what we know, what they were actually used for.
Yeah, like,
right?
You know, maybe.
It feels like interchangeable.
A little bit.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Okay.
You know what she could do? Someone could still her, and then all she has to do is find an Asherman to just heal her.
Oh, that'll go well.
Bing, bang, boom, problem solved.
Oh, that'll go super well.
Perfect.
She hates the idea that she even went through a gateway.
Solved it.
That an Asherman made. But no problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's got to be the right Asherman, because not all Ashermen can do that.
Yeah.
There's like one specific one.
There's one dude.
Kyrian.
Yeah. You know, it's not that big of a deal. I'm just saying, there are options, people.
If he's even still there, like, we don't even know where anybody is right now, or... Yeah.
You know what? You're just making this more complicated than it needs to be.
Oh, so. It's me who's doing that?
A little bit.
Cool, okay. All right, so it is getting late, and Galena has to be back before dark, so she turns to head back when suddenly an Aielman steps in front of her and grabs hold of her horse, and then I have a flashback to Fael.
Yes, yep.
And the drunken Aielman.
Yeah, for sure.
Who grabs her and doesn't care that she's Guy Shine.
Yeah. Or like one of Savannah's or any of that stuff.
Exactly. And so this worried me. I was like scared right away.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Turns out I was like, actually fist pump.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's actually okay.
It's actually all right for us, for our good guys.
Yeah, again. And it's kind of funny because she isn't surprised by the fact that it's an Aiel at all.
No.
Because she's surrounded. She's like in the shadow.
All the time.
Like, all
she's
the time.
like, hey, get out of here.
Yeah. It's just,
Don't you know who I am?
It's a pretty funny scene how it all plays out.
Yeah. But this Aiel doesn't even react and just tells her to be quiet and yanks her off her horse. And then Galena does not know what the hell is happening and she can't really fight back at all. And then she hears someone with a Mirandi accent say that, quote, he wanted some Guy Shine that aren't Aiel, Gaul. But this one is in jewels and she's out riding.
Yeah.
Like, that's weird.
Well, it's really funny, too, because so we know now that is Neil talking, the Ashaman.
Yes.
But it's also funny that he knows Aiel customs now well enough that he's like, this is a weird thing. Like, this isn't...
a weird Guy
You
Shine.
guys don't do things this way, right? Like, do I have my information right?
Right, but then Gaul is like, well, maybe this is good because she might have information that we want. Like, she just mentioned Savannah and Thorava.
Buddy. Yeah, for sure.
So, interesting.
Yep. Some good figuring, we'll say.
But he says out loud that he thinks maybe this one can tell Perrin Ibarra what he needs to know. And then Galena's like,
oh, perks up with that. Yep.
Perrin Ibarra?
I know
no. If he attacks the camp, he'll die. And then I have no leverage left with Fail because she won't care about nothing anymore.
Yeah, that's her entire plan right now because she needs the Oath Rod and Fael has to get it's really good. Like, I actually really like how this is all played out here with Galena. Yeah. Like, I'm not at all cheering for Galena. And I kind of understand where she's coming from, where she doesn't want anything to ruin her personal plan.
Yeah.
So it makes sense in character.
Right. And then this is interesting, too, because my major criticism of Perrin and the prisoners that they got last time was that they didn't have any information.
Yeah.
And it's taking too long. And this is bad.
I wish she just held out just long enough that Perrin chops her hand off, too. I don't know.
I know. I was waiting. I was like,
come on. Just get one of them.
Yeah. Well, at this point, I was like, well, what's Perrin going to do? Chop off a hand of every new prisoner who comes in?
Hopefully.
To show that he's right? Like, no way.
No, the whole thing with the chopping off the hand is like, you only have to do it once, and then everyone sees what's going on, so they're going to talk immediately.
But every time you have a new group of prisoners...
You just show them the one with the hand chopped off.
Yeah, but unless you see it, it was because they saw it.
Well, okay. That's your opinion, man.
Okay. Whatever. So... what we're going to do now is we're going to steal Galena to take her through a gateway back to Perrin, and she's very confused.
I love
she's like, number one, how did these two guys even get past all the guards and whatever around here?
Number two, why aren't they worried about the fact, like, they know that I'm Aes Sedai because they said it out loud, but they're not worried about me channeling?
Yeah.
And she doesn't pick up on the whole Ashaman thing
Not
yet.
for way too long.
Like, way too long. Way too long. She is not very perceptive of her surroundings. And she even hears them say something about, like, a gateway or something.
Yes.
Like, she hears all of this being said.
Yeah, but she doesn't know the name or the term gateway.
Yeah, but
right? She doesn't
really...
know traveling.
Yeah, I'm cutting Galena zero slack, though.
Oh, me too, but still.
She can.
Yeah. Yeah, she doesn't even put it together after she figures out that he's...
Yeah, she has, like, a double light bulb moment where she's like, oh, that must be an Ashaman. Oh, it must have been a gateway after way too long.
All right, because that's when Galena figures that Perrin's camp can't be very close. Otherwise, the Shadow Scouts would have for sure known that he's there by now. And now we're going to be riding for days. And I'm going to be in so much trouble.
Because she's not going to be like, she didn't make her nighttime curfew. It's literally going to be
days
a week,
days
right?
Days,
or never, right?
Yeah. So she tries to thrash around and scream, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And then about an hour goes by.
Hey, you're skipping Gaul, smacking her on the rump, saying, like, shut up.
Skip that. Yeah, I'm gonna skip that.
Just anything I can do to make Galena just suffer a little bit, I wanna... She's the worst.
I know that.
She's Black Aja. She tortured Rand. Like, she deserves the worst.
I know, but she deserves the worst from Rand. I think that's what I think.
Rand can't do anything. He's
he can.
Really?
Yes, he can.
His whole,
if he sees Galena,
woman thing?
Galena is, like, at the top of his I need to kill her list.
Yeah, you think
he's even thought that out loud that he wants
I know he thought it, but if you think that Rand is seriously going to kill a woman...
Yeah, I do think that.
Okay.
She might go on the list, but he'll do it, you know?
Okay, that's fair.
Or just keep her in a box.
There you go.
Torture her a lot.
Same, right?
Yeah. No.
Take it back.
Yeah, take it back immediately. Immediately wish I didn't say that. Okay. Alright, so this is when we get that an hour goes by and we get to a camp and Neil tells her to come along because Lord Perrin will want to ask some questions. And she's like, that's weird. It's only been an hour. What's going on?
We must be super dangerously close right now to the Shadow Camp.
Yeah, because she gets her blindfold taken off and she sees how well established this giant camp is. And she's like,
what's happening?
This can't be an hour from the Shadow Camp. That doesn't make any sense. But now she's going to go in the tent, and Galena starts to overhear a conversation about, quote, arranging a meeting with these people.
Yeah.
And she wonders who they're talking about. And she's like, I hope it's not Sylviana.
Couldn't possibly. Then who? Who is it?
I don't know, probably the Shanshan.
Well, yeah, probably. Yeah, that was literally the cliffhanger, as Talonvor was like, hey, I know some guys, and they're Shanshan, and there's like thousands of them.
Right.
And Perrin's like, okay. So... And it makes sense that he's frustrated about arranging a meeting because it doesn't seem like the easiest thing in the world.
Right. Well, especially with everything that's going on.
Yeah.
Especially now that we've had a Sarath perspective.
Yeah.
It's a disaster over there.
Mm-hmm.
She's got a lot on her plate.
She does. Yeah.
All right, now Galena's going to take a look around, and she recognizes Barrelane.
Yeah, this is interesting here.
And has some really rude thoughts, okay?
Well, that's Galena's, everything she thinks is rude.
Yeah, she's
it's all the worst.
Oh, I'm going to flatter her because then she'll be more on my side, even though her country is small and stupid.
Yeah, and she also had a thought process about, it's like in a little bit, because she has to deal with Perrin, who's like a country bumpkin to her.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh...
I wish I could deal with Barrelane.
Well, Barrelane, because she's like sophisticated.
Yeah.
And it's easier
to manipulate
sophisticated people because blah, 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 blah.
Because they're smarter.
Yeah. And it's like, come on, Galena. Like, you're in the
Yeah.
worst position here. You can't figure anything out right now.
Yes.
Just adding to the list of why she's the worst.
And now she's going to try to take control of the situation.
Yep.
But...
wait for it. Bing, bang, boom.
Perrin does a cool guy look over his shoulder, and his yellow wolf eyes make her freeze.
Yeah, love it. Love it.
And then Perrin is like, okay, so what's happening? You're an Aes Sedai, but wearing Guyshine white, and you seem to be a prisoner, but you thrashed around like you didn't want to leave. And then Neild is like, well, and I didn't have to do anything but stand and watch.
Yeah. It's the subtle implication that he didn't have to shield her because she clearly didn't channel to try to break herself free. So that's kind of like in itself a weird thing.
And then this is when she has her realization.
Yeah, she's like, oh, Black Coat. Gah!
Right.
I was there at Duma's Wells when a bunch of dudes in black coats jumped out of
the air.
these gateways and stuff. Yeah, so it's like, that's like the first light bulb I feel. It's like, there's another one coming up too. But...
Yeah, so Perrin's just trying to figure this out, and he comments on the, quote, friend of Sylviana thing, because she's clearly Guyshine, but also decked out in jewels and didn't want to come.
Yeah, it's super, super weird.
Plus, she's terrified.
Yeah.
And she thinks to herself, how does he know?
My face is a perfect mask of...
terrified.
Yeah.
And I just want to be in Perrin's head so that we can smell her emotions.
Right.
That's how he knows.
Yeah.
He can smell it.
He can smell it, but
scared
he's wrong so often about, like, why. And also sometimes what.
Oh, yeah. Well, and he's outwardly admitting that he doesn't know why or what here.
Yeah.
He's just laying out the puzzle pieces.
I like to imagine,
he's trying to figure it out.
I like to imagine Galena's face where she's like, how can he know that I'm terrified because my face is a perfect mask of emotionless whatever, blah, 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 that all the Aes Sedai do.
Think they have.
And it's, again, another instance of people thinking that they're being all stoic in their face or whatever.
And they are not.
They're never being that way.
Yeah. Well, they might be. She might actually be. I think it is the smelling emotion thing.
I mean, maybe.
Because several times during this conversation, she's like, how does he know I'm afraid?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So, Galena is going to give him some typical Aes Sedai answers.
Yep.
This is White Tower business. It's super important.
Yeah,
you're stupid.
You're not smart enough to understand this, number one. Number two, you're a man, so, like, butt out. And I agree in some levels of, like, it's my business, but also, that's not going to be a good enough answer.
I'm, like, super secret undercover cop.
Don't you know?
Right now,
don't you know? Yeah.
Don't you know that you're going to mess everything up? Because Fael and Alejandra are under my personal protection. And when my business with Savannah is done, then I will take them to safety. And Perrin basically just ignores her.
Yeah, she's also
favorite.
She's very confused about the disrespect that the Aes Sedai that she's receiving here.
Yeah,
like,
I'm Aes Sedai,
they know
idiot.
They should be treating me more respectful.
Yeah.
Can't get no respect.
Right. Now, Perrin was at Dumais Wells.
Oh, and yeah.
He must know...
He doesn't know Galena specifically was there.
He might have. Did Ron say it out loud at any point?
I don't know.
Probably
if
not
in earshot. Perrin was dealing with a lot of stuff about that's my wife situation.
Not.
He was worried coming back on the way
back.
back. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm referring to. So, like, at any point when Rand might have been talking about his experience, which he probably didn't talk much about.
No, he definitely did not.
Yeah, like, I can't imagine Perrin would be very receptive to anything else that was going on, because he really just wanted to get back to Fael again. So, Perrin doesn't know that Galena was there, but he knows that some Aes Sedai were there.
He must, though, because he was there. I'm just thinking back to, I guess, the beginning of Crown of Swords.
Yeah.
When they stay there for a while, and Rand was doing a thing where he was riding around all the dead bodies,
Sure.
looking for, I don't know what, women to add to his list,
Yeah.
I guess. And Perrin was noting that he's, like, crazy, and probably at some point looking for Galena, who ran away. Like, all the Aes Sedai who escaped, they probably know the names of them.
Yeah, but keep in mind two things. Number one, Perrin doesn't know what Galena looks like. Number two, Galena doesn't introduce herself as Galena.
Galena gives a fake name. I forgot.
Yeah.
You may call me Elise.
Yeah.
Right.
Very close to Moraine's Alice from Eye of the World. I just got to point that out there.
Yeah,
There's one extra letter.
Yeah, it is.
But yeah, she gives a fake name. So, like, it does kind of make sense.
I forgot she did that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Galena thinks about how she knows who Berylane is, but didn't run into Berylane in Cairhien.
No, and Berylane smiles like she knows
it's a fake name. But we don't know if Berylane knows that, like, this is Galena and what that implication might mean.
No, she doesn't.
Berylane wouldn't necessarily know. So there's a couple different levels happening here.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so basically Galena is like, hey, Perrin, your presence here is endangering my plans. Because you couldn't even possibly know how many Shido and Wise One channelers there are.
So many. Yeah.
The best thing you can do to protect your wife is get out of here.
Yeah.
Get out of here. You're way too close to the Shido. They're going to kill you.
Yeah. Now, she's also laying on a lot of lies, like, repeatedly throughout this entire conversation.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, she's Black Aja, so it doesn't actually matter.
My favorite thing she thinks, though, is she always thinks it's funny. It amuses her when the truth actually serves her.
Oh, yeah.
Like, when she tells the truth.
Yeah.
And it works.
But for
like,
regular Aes Sedai, that's like all the time.
Oh, yeah.
It always has to be some level of truth.
Yes. No, but she thinks it's really funny when the actual truth she's going to tell and it serves her purpose.
Yeah.
I think that's funny, too.
But, like, very little actual truths are being said here from her perspective. Like, maybe she thinks they're true, but, like, Fire and Alejandra aren't actually under protection.
No, that's not what she's saying is true.
Yeah.
I don't remember what exactly it was, but, like...
Yeah.
But my favorite little part is where Berylane is like, hey, there's other Aes Sedai here.
Yeah.
Do you want to go hang out with them? And Galena's like, oh, no. Oh, no. No.
Yeah, and she tries really hard to make sure she doesn't sound, like, too eager about saying no. She's, like, super casual.
She's like, oh, they have their business, I have mine. It's
I
fine.
don't need to see them. It's cool.
It's fine.
Yeah, Masuri and Seonid are like, she knows that they left the tower during the coup.
Right.
And all that stuff, so.
Yeah.
We should go get them, but...
Right, and then after Galena's, like, blathering on and on about there being too close to the Shido camp...
Oh, yeah, she tries separately, like, 4 different times, I think, maybe 5, telling Perrin, and then Perrin not listening, and then her trying to get Berylane to tell Perrin, like, you guys gotta go! You gotta get out of here!
Right. And then Berylane's like, listen, we're about 4 days from the Shido camp, and they're not about to find us here, because the terrain gets pretty terrible.
Yeah.
And then this is when Galena's like, oh,
this is that second light bulb. Okay, now I get it.
And then she's like, ew, gross.
I was so close to a mad channeling.
I basically touched it.
Gross.
Yuck. It's also important to note she is red. Like, she's a black Aja, but she's also a red Aja.
That's true.
So that's even more challenging for her.
Really not on guard. And, like, looking out for male channelers at all. Like, how slowly she's picking up the
she sucks.
Ashmat thing. Like, come on.
She really, really is terrible.
Sucks.
She's terrible at this.
Yeah.
But are we surprised?
I mean,
no.
Sometimes the Black Aja are competent. Like,
the Black Aja, yes. Every other Aja, literally no.
Yeah.
Except for the healers, but they're only helpful if you can get to them.
If you can get the
when you need healing,
and then sometimes.
Right. All right. So Perrin is going to cut them off because he wants Galena to look at the maps. He is not listening to anything she has to say. She's very frustrated, and I'm for this. I actually like this power move
with Perrin.
Yeah.
Okay. He's not even doing it intentionally, though.
No, I know.
I can't imagine he is, because he perked up at the mention of Fael, and immediately he's like, is she okay? Is she hurt? Like, and that's the only thing he's focused on.
He's not going to believe her.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
I hope.
I mean, he does make a comment at the end of this where he's like, you say that they're under your personal protection, but dressed the way you are, what actual protection can you give them?
Yeah.
Which is a very valid question.
I know. Galena really should have said, instead of being like, it's Aes Sedai business, mind it.
Yeah.
Right? She should have said, this is a ruse. I'm pretending to be Guy Shine as part of a plan I'm implementing.
Yeah.
So leave me alone. Like, she should have, I don't know, made
Come
it
up
a
with a
little
better
more
story.
clear. Come up with a story. But...
For sure. This is one of those times you want one of those like really thought out Matt stories, like cover stories, where it's like, okay, you be the runaway lady, and then I'll be the guy who's whisking you off, and then I'll just like also sort of double court two on, you know, just like
terrible.
really
Just
good
terrible.
at the cover stories.
I feel like the cover story was good, but it's just when you have to act it out for days and days and days and days
Sure.
that it falls apart.
Sure. I'm glad you're giving him that much credit for it.
Yeah, I don't know. It's not that
next
bad.
Next one will be better. It's okay.
This is Galena whose plan is bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
By the way.
No, I get it. That's what I'm saying. She needs one of Matt's cover stories.
Okay.
So Galena does pivot a little bit, trying to pivot away from telling them to leave the area, and she switches to telling Perrin, okay, don't attack,
yeah.
right? And if you want to attack, give me like a week or two, because that's giving her enough time to get the Oath and escape, and then she doesn't care what happens.
Right, and there is the maps on the table, and she's surprised at how much information they have.
Yeah, they have like the numbers of the steps coming in, so clearly they've been here for like a while mapping this all out. And we know that because we've been through all of it.
We've been through literally days and days and days and days.
You don't have to tell me, Galena.
Of all of it.
It's felt like years. I don't know.
Oh, but this is when Galena is like, you must realize that rescuing Fael is hopeless because there's hundreds and hundreds of wise ones who will fight back, who are not sworn by the oaths.
Yeah. Yep.
And then this is when Perrin ignores her.
Yeah, and then he does ask about the location of where Fael sleeps every night, too.
Yeah.
And then Galena actually lies here, and she says, I don't know, because Gaishain, like, sleep in different places all the time.
I don't think that is a lie.
Well,
we got that from Fael and Morgaze, that they didn't always sleep by each other, I thought.
Yeah, but in her own mind, though, she thinks immediately after this
I'm
comment.
wrong. I'm thinking of the people who are outside of Camelin vying for the throne.
Yeah.
Who are sieging Camelin.
Yeah.
That lady didn't know where she was sleeping every night.
Yes. Yeah. The people under Arimella.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the other two heads.
Nayan and...
someone else.
Lenya,
yes.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because they didn't know where they were sleeping.
They didn't. Yeah, so in this thought process, back to Galena, she tells him, no, I don't know, because they sleep in a different place all the time, so I can't help you out with that. But then immediately Galena thinks, with that lie, vanished the last chance that she could leave Fael and the others alive. Oh, she never intended to increase her own risk of escaping by helping them, but now she can't leave the possibility that they might actually escape one day and uncover her direct lie.
Ah.
So now, because she says this and she's not giving Perrin the information about where they sleep, now she thinks I definitely have to murder Fael and Alejandra. So we need to be on guard for that. Because now Galena, well, I mean, Fael should be on guard. But we as readers have to be on guard.
Uh-huh.
She's got a murder plot now.
Well, yeah.
Like a for sure murder plot where she's like, I definitely got to kill these guys.
Yeah. Good luck, Galena.
I mean, yeah, good luck. But, I mean, that's the point, right?
I'm not worried.
You're not worried at all?
Nope.
Wow.
I know.
Okay.
I should probably be more worried.
You should be more concerned, more than the non-concern you're showing right now.
I just don't believe it.
That's going to happen?
Yeah. Maybe Alejandra. She's a little expendable.
Rude.
Yeah.
Arganda's going to have a field day with you, I tell you.
I know.
Yeah.
But I don't know if she would kill one but not the other, you know?
Or if she could.
Or if she even could.
Right? And that's the thing, too. Because we know she can't really channel right now.
You can bonk someone on the head with a hammer.
You could. You just need to get a hammer. And then, like, Galena needs to overpower Fael.
So there's some logistics to work out.
Yeah, she should stay for dinner and then get some hammer bonking lessons from Perrin. He bonks people with hammers.
He does.
Right?
Well, his axe.
Well, no.
And the hammer.
Where is the axe?
Well, I don't actually know. Is it back with him?
Well, he's a blacksmith, so he has hammer bonking abilities.
Okay.
It's the technical term.
All right, so Perrin changes the subject and says, it looks like there's a lot of drinking happening over there. Are the wise ones drinking too?
Yeah.
And then Galena's like, no.
Yeah.
And also, if you're hoping to find everyone in some drunken stupor and be able to win that way, like,
yeah,
you're not right.
I mean, it's kind of funny because, like, okay, number one, they don't drink alcohol, it's just water. But then number two, yeah, what are you going to try and... we're throwing a rager down at
Yeah.
the Shido camp and get all the wise ones wasted on the same night at the same time. Like
I don't know.
that seems crazy.
I don't even
If that's
know
the
what
plan,
he's trying to... What information he's trying to get here. Like, I don't even really know.
Yeah. He's going back and forth because he does like switch topics a couple of times. But then we get the big news because apparently Perrin has a plan.
Okay. About the town? About the town?
Yeah, so, okay.
The town of Malden, right?
The town of Malden. So we
Okay.
know that there's the town of Malden, and then the Shido are basically, like, around the town. So he asks, hey, do the Shido go inside the town walls often? And Galena basically tells him, like, not really,
but then
but
she
also
backpedals.
sometimes. She does, because at first she says...
She's like, no.
No, they don't go. But
And then she's like,
yeah,
oh, wait.
They
Telling
do
him the
technically.
truth about this is bad. So, oh, yeah, I don't even really... Yeah, in and out all the time. You don't even actually... Probably shouldn't even worry about that town at all.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I mean, more to the point of what she's trying to highlight is that if she can't say that no, they never go, because sometimes they do. So if you're going to try to secure the town, you're not going to be able to, like, sneak into the town and not have anyone notice. Like,
'Kay.
that's not going to work.
I think that
Okay.
Galena here is not legitimately trying to give Perrin any advice.
Okay.
This felt like she stumbled.
Yeah.
She said basically no.
Yeah.
And then was like, oh, wait, I don't want Perrin and his group going in. So I'm going to keep him off guard and lie and say, oh, yeah, they are always going back and forth, basically. Because it was an afterthought and like a stumble.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Okay.
For me.
Yeah, no, for sure. But then he does actually come up with this plan. So then the plan of what he's telling Galena to tell Fael. So he says, when you see Fael, tell her that on the day she sees fog on the ridges and hears wolves howl by daylight, she and the others have to go to the Lady's Fortress in the town and at the north end of the city and then hunker down and hide there. Yeah.
And tell her I love her and I'm coming for her.
Yeah.
And Galena's like, for sure I'll do that.
For sure pass that message along
Right?
real fast.
Yeah, as soon as I get there, I'm going to run and be like, Fael, guess what?
Guess what? Saw your husband. He has important news.
He's got a plan.
So we gotta wait for the day. Wolves howling by daylight.
Yeah,
Fog
on the ridges.
They have
And
to go hunker down to the town.
You know what's going to happen is Galena is actually probably going to get her to the south on that day.
Well, okay,
You know,
okay.
she's going to get her like the opposite way.
Well, you know, it kind of sounds like an extraction point.
Yes,
Like that's what
I
it
know.
sounds like. Okay.
That's why.
I just want to make sure you're on the same page
Yeah,
here.
I don't think Galena wants Fael to be extracted.
Only if she can get the rod.
Okay.
Like her number one priority.
no,
Oath
but
rod.
she still wants Fael dead though. She'll get it and then try to kill
sure,
her.
Sure.
Yeah.
If she has to choose though, like if she has an opportunity to get the rod, but then not, I think her most important priority, Oath Rod.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, I just
Yeah.
want, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But then, like, letting Fael go?
It's not opportune.
No, she's not. No. But at this point, Bearline is like, hey, Galena, are you going to stay for supper? And Galena's like, well, can I have way more time than you want to give me?
Can I have
And
6 to
Perrin's
12
like,
months?
No. And she's like, well, then I must get back immediately.
Yeah. But before we go, the best thing
One last thing.
happens.
I want you to hit me here, hard enough to bruise.
Do it, Perrin.
And Perrin is obviously not going to do this, but Bearlane's like, I will.
Yeah, I love it.
And my favorite is Galena being like, oh, I bet Bearlane won't even leave a mark.
Yeah, it won't even hit me hard enough.
And the clocks are right
Yeah,
in the face.
that's great.
Yep. But Galena's going to leave, catches the gateway back to the Shido camp, but they don't gateway her in close enough.
Yes.
And she has to ride in, and she is not making it back before nightfall. And Tharava's not happy, especially with the bruises on her face. So
Yeah. Yep. Excuses don't really work for Tharava, so Galena's going to have a bad night, and that's where we're leading. So she has a plan. Get the rod, kill Fael, and then escape.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yep.
At least stuff is happening. We have movement. We have a plan. Apparently they involve wolves.
Yeah, I mean, it's Perrin.
Yeah.
He's the Wolf King.
I guess, but I really thought that he didn't want to use the wolves anymore.
Kind of like 80% of his whole
I
deal
feel like
is like wolves.
every time he uses the wolves are like, not getting involved in that shit again, man.
Some of the wolves.
And then
some of the wolves.
and then they always do.
Yeah, some of the wolves are kind of like that, but, others are more cool. And we don't technically know that the wolves are good. We know they're going to howl, we don't know they're actually going to fight.
Right.
So let's just...
It's just Perrin. Ooh!
Love it.
He could probably do it. Just
Maybe.
All right. Well, that is the end of this perspective. And before we jump into the next one, let's take a quick break. Okay, we're back.
Yeah.
And I have to get up on my soapbox here.
Oh, no. Okay.
We've now been through 6 perspectives.
Yeah, okay.
Of this prologue.
Okay.
And not one time have I said, hey, Brett, this isn't a prologue. What's the point of a prologue? This is stupid. Why can't this just be the first chapter?
Yeah.
That ends now.
Okay.
That effectively ends now.
Yeah, okay.
Because all of our previous perspectives, this prologue, have been from tertiary characters, sort of wrapping up some things, furthering some plot line, giving us some world building, some plot points as to where we are in the story. Now this perspective with Egwene is main character shit. And not only is this main character shit, this is the perspective that we want after the last book.
I agree. Completely, totally, absolutely.
This should be the first chapter.
Okay.
Why, at the tail end of this long-ass prologue, what?
Yeah, so anyways, the last perspective. Let's jump into
this
Egwene.
Whole thing.
I don't know what to tell you. Like, I feel like you're looking for an answer from me, but I don't know.
Like,
I don't know, man.
I was actually feeling like, okay, cool, this is a good prologue. Prologue.
It's still a good scene, right? Like, you like...
Oh, it's excellent. But just in the wrong place.
Sure.
In my humble opinion.
Yeah. You know what we could have? We could have most of this scene, but from, like, a different Aes Sedai's perspective.
Oh,
like, one of the ones in the...
You know what I was actually going to say? Lyanna's perspective.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Where Lyanna is, and where she's being questioned.
Yeah.
And when they don't believe who she is.
Yeah.
We could get that side of it for the prologue, and then we could enter with Egwene.
I would love to have the Wheel of Time rewritten from all different perspectives.
Everybody's at all...
Just different people at all points in time, the exact same.
It's 75 books longer.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it. That's what we're here for. Okay.
Alright, so we are going to perspective change into Egwene in this prologue, but Egwene is starting to regain consciousness... And she manages to keep her eyes closed and pretends to be still, but it doesn't actually, like, work that well.
No, it doesn't.
She's
like, ooh, I'm very sneaky. I just open my eyes a little bit and look out the window. Oh, look at all the garbage in the streets, and it smells bad.
Yeah, how dare Tar Valon look like this?
Yeah, of all things, this is the thing that Elida should be removed from office for. The garbage in the streets.
In Tar Valon.
Yes.
And also, the audacity of Egwene.
Oh, yeah.
This entire chapter, she thinks that she knows what the tower is supposed to be like.
Okay,
this is not it.
Here's
and
the
she's
thing.
Like, this is my home.
Here's the thing. I'm going to summarize Egwene for you on why she is the way that she is.
The audacity of this bitch.
Why the audacity of this bitch is going to be... So Egwene takes on the form of whoever she's being, and she does it 100%.
Yeah. She's like, I'm the Amyrlin.
But that's literally it, right? She did it as, like, Nynaeve's apprentice, right? Becoming wisdom, all that stuff. She did it with the like, Moraine.
Even with being a novice.
Being a novice, right? And then she did it being a Damani. She was kicking ass, taking names. Like, she learned a lot of stuff really fast.
I suppose, okay. Then she, escaped.
With the wise ones, she was all in 100% until 100% she was not all in, and she was 100% in on being the Amyrlin. Not just Aes Sedai again, but, like, she is the Amyrlin. So she's going to act like the Amyrlin should act.
Right.
Not how Egwene is the Amyrlin.
Yeah, because at some point, some perspective taking here and recognizing that you've only been at the White Tower
but here's the thing.
For months.
The Amyrlin would not do that.
No, never.
The Amyrlin would look at the streets and be like, garbage, hate it.
Yeah.
So.
This place has really gone to shit.
Yeah.
Since you started sieging it, since it broke in half, and there's a literal war between the Aes Sedai. Yes, Egwene.
You can at least keep up with the trash.
I know.
I don't know.
Like, wow, It's so weird. The Aes Sedai in the hallways aren't even talking to each other. Everybody's wearing their shells. This isn't how it's supposed to be.
It's like, you don't even know, man. You have never been here before. You're here for like 3 months, maybe.
As a novice, you didn't even actually get to see. There were always Aes Sedai around, and now there's no one. It's like, there's literally like 3 Aes Sedai in the tower total.
Yeah.
Mostly because of this tower split. If anything, she should be thinking, oh good, they're really suffering here.
Yeah.
Like, it's positive that this place has gone to shit because half the Aes Sedai are gone.
But hold up. Of all the places that are being sieged that don't really have an excuse for having builds of garbage, can't you just incinerate it with the power?
Can't you just magic it away?
Magic and burn it away?
Oh yeah, even not burning. You probably could just...
Air transport it out the window. Spirit it. Can't we just like dump this stuff in the lake, like in the river? Can't we just like let the river wash it away?
Brett, you can't just dump garbage in the river.
Well, it's gonna go to the ocean eventually,
right? Incinerating
like,
is probably the best bet.
Totally.
But also just using air to like wash it all to the slopes of Dragon Mound or something.
Let Dragon Mound become a pile of garbage.
It's the garbage dump. It's now the dump.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what we're doing.
Okay, Brett, we have things
We
to
have
talk
actual
about.
things, not just the audacity of Egwene. Okay.
Yeah, which is like...
It's up there. She's doing a good job.
Sure. Okay. Go Egwene.
Go Egwene. We're doing it. Okay.
We're doing it.
Yeah.
So she can tell that she's wedged between 2 sisters in a coach being pulled by a horse.
Yeah.
Clearly on the way to the tower.
Yes.
Now she's not sure if she should even dare trying anything, even though she can feel everyone's strength.
Well, she's not shielded. That's the big thing.
She's not shielded. She's like, it makes no sense. But it's like, you just were fork-rooted.
Yeah. So she doesn't know about fork-root.
I know that.
Really.
Well, she does. And she thinks about it later, but...
Yeah, she doesn't know she's been fork-rooted. She's never had, like, personal experience with it. She's only heard about it.
Yeah.
And
she just thinks she's drowsy, knocked out.
Yeah, but also, she realizes she's not shielded, and then her first thought is, like, maybe I shouldn't try something. Like, there are 5 Aes Sedai in the carriage with you.
Mm-hmm.
There's 5
yeah.
with you. You can't do shit, man. No. Like, nothing, you can't.
I bet she could overpower all of them. If she struck out, like, 5 weaves all at once, I bet she
Fireball.
Could. Yeah, seriously.
Right in the middle.
Yeah.
Just incinerate everybody, just like the garbage.
I don't know why you're so obsessed with this fire.
I'm just saying.
There's so many other things you could do.
There's no way.
I was thinking shield.
She could not hold the shield on 5 people.
I think she could.
No.
What? She's so strong.
Yeah, but that's not...
Stronger than them.
Okay.
And she knows way more about, like, splitting weaves and stuff.
Okay. Oh, you know.
I'm just giving her the benefit of the doubt.
You think, okay.
She's not doing anything.
No, she's not.
So it doesn't matter, but... Anyway, turns out the decision's made for her because we get that one of the Aes Sedai that's here is Katarina.
Katarina, yeah.
Now, okay,
I have a head count. Do you want to do a head count?
No, I need my pen.
There's 5... Where's my pen? Where's my pen? I need my pen.
I'm not prepared. Just a minute. Okay, phew.
Okay, so let's do a head count because there's 5 sisters in this coach.
Okay.
With Egwene.
Okay.
Let's go. Number 1, Katarina.
Katarina. Black Aja.
Yep.
Red Aja.
Definitely.
At Dumais Wells.
Yes.
Back at the tower.
Yep. She, like, escaped, and then she was the one who went to the little village where Gawain was, and she wanted to get the boat across and all that stuff, and she, like, got in, so there's all that stuff. So Katarina is a pretty well-known Red, Black, Aja sister to us.
Okay.
She's the main one. Now, number 2, we have Barrisine. She is not super well known, but we have heard of her before, so I'm not going to let you look through your notes for this one.
I don't know this one at all.
So she's another Red.
Okay.
But she's also another one of the Reds that Logain specifically incriminated, because we talked about this last time with Javindra.
Oh, no, I thought it was with Duhara. Oh, no, that was Javindra?
Javindra was the one who Logain
Oh, right. Duhara's the one who left in the night suspiciously.
Yes. Yeah. And then Barrisine is also one of the ones who was specifically incriminated by Logain being a part of this, along with Elida.
Ooh.
So, the 3 of those ones, those are like 3 of the big red ones.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
So, Barrisine's here too. Now we've got Barisha, who is a gray. And she's the one who's, like, sitting across from Egwene, and she's, like, huddling away from the 2 red sisters.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Scared of the reds.
Yeah.
Or just doesn't want to touch them?
Doesn't want to be... Well, maybe that too.
With them?
Maybe that too.
Okay.
We don't really know much about her. We've got Falana.
Lana.
Yeah, you really got to drag that double A out in the middle.
Oh, there's a double A.
Double A in the middle.
Because you know I didn't write these names down. Okay.
She's a brown.
Okay.
And then last, we've got Pretail.
Ooh, that's a name I know.
You do know that name. Yes.
Okay, hold on. Give me 1 second to tell you who this is.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay, well, she's not a sitter. So she's not on my sitter list.
Okay.
Okay, hold on.
All right.
I keep looking in here. I don't think I'm going to find it.
Okay, 3 hours later.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I don't
So,
think it's in here.
we heard about her back in the Crossroads prologue, so she's yellow.
Okay.
Because our Black Aja hunters from the tower, Yukiri...
Oh, yes, I do. I found her now.
Okay.
Okay, she was seen with Atuan once and was labeled potential Black Aja.
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
and that's
so they're
it.
thinking we should watch her because Atuan is the one more of Talene who is like the OG
but
Black
then
Aja
we actually
found.
did get the other two of Atuan, and
Yeah.
it's not Pertail.
But then it's like, oh, is Pertail possibly Black Aja because she was talking with one? But
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Because no.
I mean, it's not enough to,
No.
Nope. You're not gonna get a charge on her, but maybe be suspicious.
Okay.
So,
all right.
But those are the 5
who are here.
Yeah.
And it sounds like they're all here a little bit by accident. Egwene certainly thinks that this was a crew,
Yeah.
if you will, sent by Elida
Yeah.
because she was betrayed by somebody.
For sure.
And it really kind of seems
Which
like
we can
they
talk about,
all
but-
were here a little bit by happenstance. Like,
Yeah.
or maybe there were the 2 reds together, but then the other ones, like, I just don't understand.
Well, here's
the
the thing.
dynamic
There
here.
might have been like some sort of like sentries. They might have been watching for something to happen because clearly they caught the 2 people who were trying to do something.
Yeah.
So there was clearly some sort of guard set. They definitely don't like each other either.
No.
So maybe they are all on this night shift together, but nobody likes each other. But we also know that there was a couple other sisters who, as soon as they found out that it was Egwene that got caught, they like ran off.
Oh.
So there was more than just these 5 here. So these are just like the ones who are here right now.
I see.
From what it seems like.
Okay. And it also feels a little bit like how with the rebels wanting to send an embassy,
Yeah.
nobody wanted to let somebody else do it without them. And so it kind of feels like, well, if those 2 reds are on guard, I'm also going to go be on guard.
Need to be,
or
for
need
sure.
to be there. And then it was like kind of a chain of events.
Yeah,
That's what
got to
it
have a
feels like,
representative because we do have a gray, a brown, and a yellow here too. So
Yeah. Okay. Now, right now, Katarina is going to lean over and slap Egwene so hard that she sort of topples onto the sister she's leaning against.
Yeah, because she's pretending to be asleep now.
Well, and she also is kind of woozy still,
Yeah.
also. But the Aes Sedai lifts Egwene back upright and tells Katarina not to do that, and says, I think you gave her too much fork root. And at the mention of that, Egwene is like, fork root.
Yeah.
And then tries to remember everything Nynaeve told her about it. And she knows that it takes time for the effects to wear off.
Yeah. So it is also interesting to know now that the White Tower has and is using fork root, like in large quantities.
Okay.
Because we hear about the plan with Egwene, so when I say large quantities, it's not like they had just a teensy little bit. Like, they have a supply, at least.
Oh, yeah, they got a greenhouse out back.
Probably.
Yeah.
Like, something's going on here, so.
Yeah, and they've been doing trials, studies.
For sure, to have, like, a
exact
dosage, for sure.
And they know that it doesn't affect someone who's a non-channeler as much as it affects channelers. This sounds very brown.
They know what's up.
This sounds very, very academic journal.
Yeah.
Controlled trials. Okay, but they want her to be able to walk by herself when they reach the tower because nobody wants to carry her or stand guard over her for half the night in the cells.
Right.
So Egwene thinks about her situation because Elida will, of course, want to charge her for claiming to be the Amerlin seat, and the penalty for that is death.
Yep.
But that doesn't scare her.
Not just jail, straight death.
Straight to death.
Yeah.
And she wonders what Ramonda and Lalani will do now that she's gone.
Yeah, and there's a lot of good questions that she has. So, I mean, number one, interesting that Egwene isn't fearful of her, I don't even know what to hear.
Downfall?
Yeah. Like, am I going to die tonight or tomorrow? We don't really know. She gets a lot of hints that she's going to be executed, but she's not panicking about it.
No.
Maybe
I'm gonna die like an Amerlin.
Yeah, well, I mean, she does have the thought, too. Like, they can kill me, but I am an Aes Sedai, and I'm going to die as an Aes Sedai.
Yeah, but none of them think that she's an Aes Sedai.
Yeah.
So there's that, you know.
It is funny, because she's like, they won't deny that I'm Aes Sedai. It's like, they will.
Yeah,
They will.
100%. They
You
literally,
can...
they stole your ring.
Yeah.
You don't get it back.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah. It's not even like they think that you're not Aes Sedai anymore. It's just that you never were.
And they also think that you skipped too much of being a novice.
For
like,
sure.
They don't even... Yeah.
Which, debatably, from the tower standpoint, like, she did.
Yes.
Because she wasn't.
Yes.
At all.
Yeah.
So...
She wasn't learned enough.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And, like, sure, she learned a lot of stuff out of school.
School of Hard Knocks. Yes.
For sure. But didn't do the procedural stuff.
Right.
And, like, I kind of get that, too.
Yeah.
But anyways.
All right. So Egwene is finally going to ask, who betrayed me?
Oh, my goodness.
And then Katarina leans in for another slap, but Falana...
Yep, so that's the brown.
...grabs her hand to stop her.
Yep.
And then there's a standoff.
I actually like this, too. It's a standoff, but it's like she's standing up to Katarina, who is very aggressive. Like, we know she's Black Aja, and she's just terrible.
Mm-hmm.
But she's also, like, very outwardly aggressive.
Yeah.
And we have a brown who are sometimes, you know, head in the clouds and meek.
Yeah, Daisy.
But she's
Josie.
Like, don't, and, like, catches her hand and doesn't let go.
Yeah.
For a while.
So she's an initiate of the tower, and no one has the right to beat her.
Yeah.
Even though she probably will be executed. And then at this point... Everybody embraces the source.
Let's do it because it's a standoff. Good old-fashioned one.
And things are tense.
Yeah.
But then
this is
Egwene does get shielded.
Yeah. That's kind of how Katarina, like, breaks the tension. She's like, well, maybe we should do this now.
Yeah.
At this point before something happens. This is when you throw a fireball in the middle of the coach.
Ooh.
Right when everyone else is on edge.
Right.
They're not expecting it to come from you.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Definitely. If she was capable of it.
There's some tactics for you right there.
Yeah.
Not good
Try
tactics.
That.
Not good ones, but it's like it's there for you.
Yeah. All right. So Elida will probably still behead her tomorrow, and she thinks that this is like her last night alive.
Yeah.
But it's interesting because she thinks to herself that even if she gets the chance to sleep even a little bit, that she will get to tell Swan...
Yeah.
And other people, I guess, maybe mostly Swan and Lyanna.
Possibly.
What happened?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because of dream shouting, right? Is that why? How?
Or Egwene can just go into Tel'aran'rhiod. And Swan has a ring, like she could just go into Tel'aran'rhiod.
Ooh.
And Lyanna probably can't, because she probably needs assistance.
Yeah, no, I thought it was dream shouting.
It could be, but it's more likely like, oh, Swan knows something.
Because if they don't have a plan to like meet somewhere.
No, they don't, but Swan knows something went horribly wrong, so she could jump into Tel'aran'rhiod. Because nobody else knows how good Egwene is at Tel'aran'rhiod.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they don't. They have no idea. They
even at one point in this perspective that we'll get to, she's like, I'm a dreamer. And they're like, okay, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
sure you are.
But even dreaming with, like, the prophetic dreams is very different than going into Tel'aran'rhiod and doing all the dream walking stuff.
Okay.
Like, those are two different skills.
Right.
But they don't take her seriously, and Egwene can do crazy things in Tel'aran'rhiod. So if they let her sleep at all, she still has free reign to communicate with, like,
anyone.
The rebels.
Yeah.
Absolutely anybody.
Yeah, but what's actually going on here while Egwene is thinking about all of that is that the Aes Sedai are all talking about how Elida will probably call the Hall together to weigh in on all of this.
Yeah.
And the Red are like, oh, well, maybe it'll even happen tonight. And they're like, no, probably not.
Yeah. It does seem like there's so they mentioned the High Court, so it does seem like there's an official procedure for stilling and beheading someone, which is good, and you'd expect the White Tower to do it. But there's a funny callback here, too, because there's a mention of the Chair of Pardon.
Okay.
Yeah, so they think about...
Is that different from the torture chair?
Well, we don't know. We don't know 100%.
Okay.
So, in this chapter, they think in some instances the Chair of Pardon faces the same penalty as the one she defends. So the Chair of Pardon is basically like your defense counsel.
Oh,
but we actually heard about this.
So not a physical chair?
Well, no, but it's a capital chair of capital pardon.
Like it's a title of somebody.
It's
like
a title.
It's like your lawyer?
But this is the thing. We heard about this already back in Crown of Swords, chapter 30, when Elaine is being judged by the Aes Sedai in Abu Dar, and it's the same chapter where Nynaeve's boat gets bale fired. So it gets a little bit lost because like something much more exciting happened.
Yes, okay.
But the Aes Sedai set it up like Elena's being officially tried, and they have the seat of rebuke and the seat of pardon.
Okay.
But here it's called the chair of pardon.
Uh-huh.
So it's a little bit different.
No,
but
it's not. It's exactly the same.
The same thing. So I had to point that out.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Now, the Grey sister, Barisha,
yes,
cuts off this conversation because she wants to know what Egwene did to the harbor chain.
Yeah.
And she wants to know how it can be undone. And Egwene is like,
can't.
It's called Kuwendiar. Have you heard of it?
Yeah.
It's pretty much indestructible and it can't be undone.
Yeah. Unless, and she gets pretty sassy. I imagine
so sassy.
Full sass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But maybe they can tear down enough of the harbor wall to remove the chain itself and they could sell it.
If you can find someone willing to buy it.
That much.
It's so funny. Yeah. Or if they can afford it, if they even want it. Because, why would you just want this giant harbor chain?
And this time, no one stops Katarina from slapping her really hard.
Oh, yeah. It's pretty funny.
Yeah. And then now Egwene is going to keep quiet for a bit.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, okay. Got a couple, funny... funny bits in there, but...
Yeah. And Egwene also thinks at this point, hopefully Swan can track down the betrayer and keep the rebellion from collapsing.
Yeah, I do actually want to ask you about, what happens now with the rebellion.
Mm-hmm.
Is it... Yeah.
Well, I think it depends on number of days.
Number of days what?
That Egwene is gone, right?
As in, you think she's getting back to the rebels?
Yeah.
Like, legitimately?
Yes.
Well, I don't know. Okay.
Yeah.
We gotta explain. Okay, okay, go.
Or...
I need more.
Or maybe she gives some sort of, okay, everybody in. I decided now we're gatewaying in to free me.
Hey, Gareth Brady, you know how I was like, don't?
Yeah, now
but
do.
Do.
Yeah, now do. I don't know.
Yeah,
I think that, I think that the amount of time that Egwene is away and gone from the rebels will determine what happens next. Because if it's like one day, it's day one, she's not there, Swan can probably vamp a little bit about how she's like out riding, or she's gonna lie. I don't know. Okay. Because she can, right?
She can.
Swan can lie. But it's like, she's out on a mission.
She's in the bathroom.
She's,
real
big.
Oh, you're in the bathroom again.
It's the Weevils.
Yeah, it's ate too many Weevils. Yeah, she's still in the bathroom. Yeah.
So I think that maybe a day or two, not much will happen.
Okay.
Right? And then it'll be like, yo, something's up. That's only if they keep what's happened a little bit hush.
For sure. I mean, negotiations won't, when's the next meeting?
Well, they'll call the hall right away.
I mean, negotiations between the rebels and the tower, because the tower would be like, nah.
We have a way. Yeah, exactly. But then, you know what? I think maybe the rebels at this point have no choice but to stand behind their chosen Amyrlin.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So
the other option is fold.
No, I don't think they'll fold.
Okay.
No. They're not folding. If anything, it'll be Romanda's I'm the new Amyrlin. I decided. Yeah. Right? Or whatever.
Haha, you fell for it. She's our fake Amyrlin.
Yeah.
I'm the real one.
Yeah. I think probably what'll happen is they'll stand behind Egwene as their Amyrlin to save face.
Okay.
Because if they try to be nope, we don't care about her, here's our new one, then that's super flaky, it's wishy-washy, and it would make them look almost unorganized or ill-prepared or weak in a sense compared to the others, and so...
Okay. So hopefully 1 or 2 days and Egwene...
Comes back.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I mean, we'll get to it, but her situation actually turns out not too shabby for what could have been.
I mean, she's not being executed, so
she's
that's...
absolutely not being executed.
Generally speaking, that's a pretty big win for most days when you wake up and it's hey, not getting executed today.
Great.
It's a decent day.
Great.
Okay.
All right, so now they're going to ride in silence until they get to the tower, and Egwene's recovered enough from the Forfru that she can walk on her own, and she's half expecting Elida herself to be here to gloat and be like, haha, I got you.
Yeah.
But turns out, no.
Okay, this is really funny.
It's Nicola.
Yeah.
This is where she ran off to.
Yeah.
And like, duh. As soon as I read this, I went,
yeah,
that's
obviously.
for sure.
Well, it's really
for
funny.
sure where she went.
And it's really funny, too, because Egwene's thought process is like, this is
That-
the last place I'd expect a runaway to be.
And it's like,
okay, hold on. Let's just like
run away from the rebels
let's
who wouldn't
rewind.
give her a chance to learn.
Let's rewind who Nicola is.
Oh, I know who Nicola is.
But like Nicola is the one. She's the bag of garbage who tries to blackmail literally everyone.
Oh yeah.
And she lies about stuff,
Mhm.
and she complains all the time that she's being held back.
And she's got
And then-
fakey fake foreseeings. What
And
are they
then-
called?
Foretellings, yeah.
Yep.
And then she just like ran away one day, and then suddenly she's in the enemy camp. It's like, how could this possibly happen? It's like, come on.
I know, but she even says, "I'm sorry, mother."
She does.
And then they get mad at her for like calling
her mother
Egwene
because like
mother.
not. But
And she's like, "I thought they would teach me more." And it's like,
Nicola, you're the worst.
and you don't even know.
Yeah.
Like now you're a novice and you think you're about to be taught.
Yeah, like no.
Yeah.
No.
Uh-huh.
Next, like 7 to
Uh-huh.
12 years of your life is novice here.
Yeah.
And we also, it's subtly indicated that Arena is also here.
Oh, for sure, she's here. Yeah.
But it's not definite, but it's like probably, because they're like together all the time, so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. Now, when we first see Nicola, I thought that somehow Nicola was the snitch or betrayed somehow.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't really know how or if it lined up at all, but that was my first
I mean, it's possible.
thinking.
She's one of the people who was in the rebel camp who was involved in a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Like, she was part of KoD boot camp.
Yes.
Like, she's part of blackmailing boot
Yes.
camps all
Yep.
over the place.
Yep.
Like, she knows a whole
And who
bunch of
knows
stuff.
what Bodwin is telling people.
Totally.
And, yeah.
Like, who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows?
Because that's what I initially thought when we saw Nicola here. Was like, oh, it's obvious that she's the one who did this.
Yeah, but it is a little bit odd with Nicola's curtsy to Egwene and calling her mother and saying sorry. So, like,
She also gets smacked.
yeah, she does. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, but this is basically where everybody is gonna disperse.
Yeah, because Nicola's here because she has a message that Egwene has to be brought to Sylviana, who's the mistress of novices.
Not Elida.
Not Elida. So she is supposed to be getting beaten tonight, from what it sounds like.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, everybody basically leaves except for the two Reds, and Egwene is left with them. So Katarina and Barracine.
Yeah, and there's like a weird little threatening thing going on with the Grey Sister.
Oh, yeah.
It's just like a
all
lot.
weird.
It's just the dynamics. Everyone hates each other. It's get it. We get it. We get it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, we're gonna have a third Red sister enter here.
Yeah.
And makes a comment on how Egwene is acting right now, like she's being escorted by an honor guard.
Yeah.
And Katarina scowls and is like, well, it's the fork root that's dulled her senses. She's in shock. She doesn't even know what's happening. She's not all high and mighty right now. Don't worry about it.
Mm-hmm. No, she's high and mighty.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, she's the most high and mighty that she could possibly be.
Yeah, okay, so we have Melaire.
Yeah, and it's actually pretty interesting because I tried to read this like twice, maybe 3 times to understand what was happening.
Mm-hmm.
But when Melaire is introduced here, it's not really that important, honestly. But Melaire knows who Egwene is. But Egwene thinks, I don't know who she is.
Right.
So in Egwene's perspective, she shouldn't know what Malaire's name is. And then there's a couple of lines of conversation, but the other Red Sisters don't say Malaire's name. But suddenly Malaire's name starts being used in Egwene's perspective, even though no one said her name.
Oh.
And I don't know if it's just like a mistake
In
or...
continuity?
Yeah, but like, if Egwene doesn't know her, she should never be a named character from Egwene's perspective.
Oh, that's funny. I never thought about that. I didn't pick that up.
Yeah, and I looked back to see if one of them introduced Melaire as who it is. But
or they're like, Melaire, you're a bitch.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Didn't happen.
Okay.
I don't know, but we need a name for the third Red Sister, so here she is.
Uh-huh. Okay, so we just took a quick break to figure this out because
Yeah.
I didn't know what you were talking about, and I mostly listened on audiobook.
Yeah, it's a mystery, but...
It is a little bit of a mystery because now there's incontinuity between the book and the audiobook.
Yeah, it turns out I'm right, but also...
I'm right.
Yeah, interesting, okay.
Okay, listen to this, though.
Yeah.
You want to listen to the audiobook?
Mm-hmm.
How did matters go at North Harbor, Melaire? Barracine asked.
So this is really interesting because in the audiobook, she references her as Melaire, but she makes a different mistake where she says North Harbor, whereas in the book, it says, how did matters go at South Harbor? And there's no Molaire comment. So I'm right, where in the book, Molaire is not listed, but the audiobook fixes that, but then gets the wrong harbor.
Okay.
Because Lyanna was at South Harbor.
And Egwene was at North Harbor.
Yeah, so Barrisine would be asking about South Harbor, which is right in the book, but now wrong in the audiobook. So, okay.
And we checked the old original version and this new one that I just bought off the shelf.
Mm-hmm.
Both books are the same. Audiobook is different.
Crazy.
How's that?
Yep, there you go. Good luck.
Okay. Well, turns out she has been with Lyanna.
Yeah.
Because Barrisine asks how things went at South Harbor.
Yeah.
And Molaire says that they caught a wilder, but not before she turned half the chain to Coendiar.
Yeah, and
they didn't
maybe
even know
more.
She was coming. She somehow inverted her weaves and stopped herself from being noticed somehow. And Egwene is like, "Oh shit, that's so smart."
Remember all those things that I know that I learned from one of the Forsaken?
And
like,
we talked
use
about
it.
this.
Oh,
We
no.
talked about this.
I know.
We talked about how
Yep.
that would have been way smarter.
Yep.
Of Egwene.
And she thinks, like, at the speed at which she can create Coendiar, she could have probably done all of it
She could have done
and
both.
gotten away.
Oh yeah.
Lyanna is slower at it, like much
Yeah.
slower, and she got possibly more than half, because
Yeah.
there's also like a subtle side conversation saying we need to wait till morning to figure out how much is actually turned,
Yeah.
because it looks like we won't even be able to get like big boats past the
Right.
chain, like only small little dinghies or something.
Right. And then Egwene says out loud,
Yeah.
"Clever Lyanna."
Which is debatably maybe keep your mouth shut. I don't know. Yeah.
Always keep
When in
your
doubt.
mouth shut.
Yeah, I know. And clearly Lyanna has been saying, I'm Lyanna of the Green Aja,
Yeah.
and they don't believe her. But just like as a practice...
And now of the Green Aja,
Yeah.
what a farce.
Yeah,
Yeah, they don't believe her.
which makes sense. Like, why would they? Because she was stilled.
Yeah,
And they
and
thought
at
she
this
was
point,
dead.
Egwene needs to just stop talking.
Yeah.
I don't know why it will benefit Egwene or the rebels or Lyanna if they actually believe who she is.
Mhm.
Because Egwene here gives a bunch of advice and is like, "It is Lyanna.
Maybe ask her questions only
Ask
she
her
would know.
questions only she would know. It's for sure her."
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Like, Swan
The
and
last
Lyanna
time-
were the ones who were...
I know. The last time that Lyanna was here, she was stilled and put in a dungeon to be executed.
Yeah. Yep.
If they think it's not her,
Yeah.
they'll probably let her go.
Yes. And Elida probably... But why is Lyanna also saying, I'm Lyanna?
Yeah,
You should be like, I'm
I'm
nobody.
Elise.
I'm Elise.
Always use the name Elise.
Just add more
That's-
A's or Y's or S's. It's
That's
fine.
the alias. That's
Yeah.
the... Oh, is it somehow...
You'd have to assume that...
Is Elise somehow some version of alias?
Oh, love it. Maybe.
Ooh.
Totally.
Always. Now
Yep.
my new name is Elise.
Okay.
When I'm giving fake names. Always in my regular life. I do that often.
Nice.
I never do that.
All
I
the
should.
time.
I should more, though.
Yep.
Elise. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You think that if Elida figures out that Lyanna's here, the last time that happened, like you said,
Yes.
execution, why is that not back on the table
If
for
they
Lyanna?
don't recognize you, be like, yeah, no, I'm a wilder. You
got it.
me.
Yep.
Sorry I did that. Just let me go.
Won't
I
do it
guess.
again. Yeah. I don't know. It's a little bit
Send me
strange.
to a cabbage farm.
Right.
or
Oh,
something.
cabbages. It's
Yeah,
fine.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm just so weak in the power. Just send me out of here.
Yeah.
Right?
Because she is weak in the power.
Yeah,
It
exactly.
really doesn't matter.
That's probably what they would do with some dumb wilder anyway.
Yeah.
They hate him.
They do. They hate him.
I know.
Anyways, we don't have time for that. Egwene has an appointment.
Okay, before we get into that, I need a drink top up.
Right.
So let's take a quick break, and then we'll be right back. Alright, so because we have the message that Egwene is supposed to go to Sylviana, the Reds are going to bring Egwene to her.
Yeah.
And now, everything we learn about Sylviana at this point is super interesting because of the Alviaran perspective we just had
Okay.
about how she's just beating her
Yes.
every day. She's
Yeah.
getting beat like crazy.
Yeah.
And we know from this perspective that Sylviana is somebody who's like, I beat you good the first time, so
Yes.
you don't make a mistake again.
Yeah, there's a whole thing where she
Yes, a
explains that
huge thing.
Sheriam was like soft on people.
Yes.
And I mean, okay, maybe.
I have way less people doing bad stuff in my book than Sheriam did in her book, because my punishments matter the first time.
Yeah.
And it's like, also, there's significantly less people here.
There's
like,
so...
I know,
my goodness.
I know. There are so many other factors at play as to why there's
I think we
less,
get a head count or something. Is it like less than 200?
Yeah, we got that last perspective.
Okay, yeah, last time. But it was like so...
Yeah,
and
there's
like
200 in the tower and 20 whites.
Yeah, and like the novice count of who you're actually disciplining is
and
like...
there's no novices coming in right now, I bet.
But the rebels have 1,000 novices now. It's so crazy.
But they're all oldies.
Yeah,
oldies and wilders. We don't want them. They're disgusting.
Right. Hate them so much. Anyways, but Sylviana is kind of interesting too, because like she keeps the vibes the same, but she beats people way more. But she's also doesn't really take any crap from the sisters themselves too, because we get this whole interaction where she tells Katerina, like, hey, you can wait outside. And Katerina's like, what?
Yeah.
And she pulls like a Stanley Hudson, like, did I stutter?
Yeah, goodbye.
Yeah, just get out of here.
Yeah. And so Sylviana takes over Egwene's shield, and then it's just the two of them inside the Mistress of Novices study. I guess that's where they are.
Yeah.
So Sylviana starts by asking, why aren't you hysterical right now?
Yeah.
And
like, I'm glad you're not, but like, why?
Yeah. And Egwene's like, I don't know. Would it do any good? Sylviana's like, yeah, but I guess. And then we get an interesting set of instructions from Elida in this case.
Yeah, this is big. This is pretty big.
Okay, because Sylviana's going to tell Egwene Elida's plan.
Yeah.
Elida has decided that Egwene was used as a dupe by others, so she can't be held accountable. And so she has been enrolled in the tower to start over again as a novice.
Yeah.
Because her training sucked and she's going to try again.
But like, it's kind of interesting because, so Elida, super unreasonable on a whole lot of things. She's the one who said, Blue Aja, gone, hate it. And also, every single sister has to serve a penance that, like, I don't know, is directly implemented by Elida. Like, it's a little bit, like, she's crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy. Mm-hmm. But here, with what happens to Egwene, it's actually kind of a reasonable thing.
Right.
She's not saying execute this, like, 20-year-old child, basically, for posing as the Amyrlin seat, when there's a whole bunch of 100-plus-year-old Aes Sedai in the rebel camp who are supporting her. Like, it's actually a pretty reasonable take to be like, you were used by people who are over 150 years older than you. Yeah. You can just be a novice again.
I think that is too generous. I think Elida has a plan and a plot and
so
a
it's not so
scheme.
simple.
No, it never is simple. Are you dumb?
But I could also see Elida just like completely passing over Egwene, being like, get out of here. I want to take my punishments out on like these sisters.
No. Elida will always punish. She knows, I think, that this is punishment to Egwene.
Okay, all right.
I think that there's a scheme here and some kind of plan, and she's going to use Egwene in some way to get information and whatever, right? Like, there's a way to use Egwene here.
Yeah.
Without murdering her, or executing her, whatever. So.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough.
Okay, so Egwene is like, I don't accept.
I'm not being a novice
I'm Aes Sedai by virtue of being raised to the Amyrlin seat, and I can cite the law to you if you want. And Sylviana's like, no.
That's a beating. That's a whooping.
Yeah, no. And Egwene's like, do you think you can make me deny who I am by spanking me?
Yeah, and this is where she goes into the whole, like, well, there's spanking, and then there's spanking.
Right.
And I do, like, real spanking. And Sheriam, you don't even know what spanking is.
It was barely anything.
Yeah.
And Egwene is like, well, how is this all supposed to work? Because I can't just be shielded all day. And Sylviana's like, well, the plan is to have you lightly dose with fork root all day long.
Yeah, we're going to microdose
and then
fork root. It's
at
night
you'll be shielded.
Yeah.
And they expect Egwene to be a novice and act like it.
Yeah.
And many still consider Egwene a runaway and will be looking to send her for beatings. And it won't be fun if she's getting sent to the Mistress of Novices like 6 to 7 times a day.
Yeah. Fair. Probably not fun.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
So they're going to
pretty
keep her...
humiliating.
They're going to keep her dosed with fork root enough. And that's why we're talking like they have at
Dosage.
least... They know what's going on here to keep you dosed enough to be able to like be functional, but also not channel. Like, that's pretty crazy. It's a pretty crazy scheme here that they're doing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now, Egwene is going to get dismissed tonight, but she goes without a beating now.
Yes, yeah. And she's not, like, fighting, leaving, too, because she can't exactly just, like, jump on Sylviana.
No.
Like, she can't channel right now, so...
Right. And so Sylviana tells Katerina and Barricine that they'll be watching Egwene tonight while she sleeps for the first part of tonight, and they're really not happy about it.
They didn't want guard duty.
No. And then Sylviana asks for Egwene's serpent ring, which after a moment, Barricine pulls out of her own pouch because apparently she was keeping it as a memento, which is rude.
Yeah, it's super weird, too. So the Red Sister took Egwene's ring, tucked it away, and then didn't immediately
stealing it.
She was stealing it. It's super weird.
It's weird.
It's weird.
Yeah. Well, and it's interesting, too, because when Egwene is one day raised to accept it again under Elida's rules here, she won't have to retake the accepted test.
Yeah, and we don't even know how redoing it, if you've passed all of them, would even go.
Right.
So I can understand, like, them not... And Sylviana says, like, you're not going to have to redo that.
Yeah, I know, that's what I said.
Yeah, but that's Sylviana talking. That's not Elida talking, necessarily.
Oh, I think that was when she was, like, reading out what's gonna happen. It was by Elida's decree, like, what was going on right now, I thought.
That part seemed more loosey-goosey. Like, Sylviana was like, oh, don't worry, but we won't make you redo the test.
Okay.
But anyways, less so important, but super weird that she took the ring and then kept it.
And said, Egwene, you can have this back when you earn the right to wear it.
Yeah.
Now, this is where Egwene is going to say, hey, everyone, I'm a dreamer.
Big news.
And I had a vision of the Shanchen making an attack on the White Tower and really, really, really hurting it. And so Sylviana is like, well, is there anyone who can back you up with your claims of being a dreamer?
It's nice that she doesn't immediately, like, dismiss her.
Yeah.
She does ask, because apparently Nicola is already here and is causing problems with her whole dreamer ability.
At her forced seeing?
Yeah, foretelling, yeah. No, and that's, like, causing more problems?
Yeah. And Egwene's like, not really.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Try Liana?
Yeah.
The other captain?
The one, she can vouch for me if you believe that she's Liana.
Yeah.
There's that problem. But, I don't know. Sylviana's like, well, we'll pass along the warning.
Yeah.
And we'll question Liana. And also, they're really far away.
Right.
Didn't you know that they're so far away?
Yeah.
They're hardly our problem.
So.
And, like, honestly, Egwene gets a gold star. For even in the middle of all of this that's happening to her...
Trying to warn them?
She still does try to warn them. She
okay.
really does. You're right. She wears the hat.
She does. Yeah. She's the Amyrlin.
She's the Amyrlin. She cares about the White Tower no matter who she's warning to protect it.
Well, because all of these sisters are her, like, children, basically.
Yeah.
Because she's the Amyrlin seat.
I know. She's a little nuts.
I mean, a little bit. Like, she's going hard at the position here.
All or nothing.
Yeah.
All or nothing Egwene. That's what they call her.
But that's what you want from an Amyrlin, right? Like, you want your Amyrlin to be all in as being the Amyrlin.
Yeah.
Right? That's what we want?
Sure.
Okay.
As opposed to somebody who, like, doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
Sure.
Or is completely unhinged like Elida.
Oh, yeah, Elida's unhinged. That's a good word for it, but...
I don't know.
All right. Now, Egwene gets led to the novice quarters, and she's starting over again, and we get a description of her room, and it's just like it used to be.
Except there's two Reds who are also, like, hunkering down here now, too.
Except that one, like, doesn't have somewhere to sit.
Yeah.
And then ends up sitting on the floor.
Yeah.
There's a lot of description.
It's a lot.
And Egwene does not even ask for help with her dress buttons.
Mm-hmm.
Except, you know what's great here? I actually noted, Egwene just escaped Halima somehow. Like...
I mean, okay. Katarina's Black Adja.
Sure.
There's a bunch of Black Adja that we know of in the tower.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
But...
Masana's in the tower.
Yeah. But specifically, the hold Halima has over Egwene...
Yeah.
No longer really...
Right.
Is an immediate concern.
Yeah.
So,
no more headaches.
For now, yeah.
For now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's put 2 and 2 together, because we were like almost skeptical of Halima.
That's generous. I think that's generous.
Everyone around Egwene was skeptical
Mm-hmm.
of Halima, but
Okay.
they're suspicious of her, but...
Well, here we go.
Anyway, okay, so she's going to crawl into bed. She's going to enter the space between the real world and Tel'aran'rhiod, which is interesting that she doesn't have to channel to do that, because she's shielded right now.
Yeah.
So I was a little bit like, ooh, what's that going to be like? But no, she can still do it.
Yeah.
Because it's not channeling.
Yeah. Yeah, you get it.
No, I know. I'm just reminding everybody else too.
Yeah, totally.
Maybe if you forgot like me.
Yeah.
Or weren't sure. So she doesn't have to channel to do that. So she's going to speak to Swan.
Well, she wants to. That's what she wants to do tonight.
Okay, so is she going to go dream shout?
Well, we don't know. So
she looks for Swan's dream star and can't find it. So she's like, oh, Swan's not sleeping yet.
Yeah.
She's probably running around.
Trying to be like, oh shit, Egwene's gone.
Yeah.
This is a disaster. And Swan's pretty smart, so at some point she should be like, okay, if Egwene was captured and if she's alive and if she's sleeping, she might be in Tel'aran'rhiod.
Yeah.
I should go check her out. Like, that's a logical thing to do.
Hopefully.
And worst case, just wait for Swan's, dream to pop out and dream shout. There you go.
Yeah.
Write a message somehow, somewhere, like we've seen happen a couple of times, and there you go.
Right. Mm-hmm. Also, probably maybe, like, tell Elaine.
Yeah.
Tell everybody you know.
Yeah.
Just so they know where you are.
Sure.
And what's going on. But what's super interesting is Egwene's entire perspective on the situation.
Oh, yeah,
Because she's like, I'm the ferret now.
Yes. Yeah.
I can cause so much havoc from within. I'm in such a great position here.
Well, yeah, she does have some good thoughts, because she thinks, hey, the sisters in the tower are in some, like, unified army standing behind Elida during this siege. It's a disaster in here.
Yes.
So I'm inside.
Did you even see the garbage?
Right?
Did you even see it? It stinks out there.
I'm going to advocate and be like, hey, put me as Amerlin. I'll get rid of the garbage.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
Cool.
Yep. There
Good.
you go.
That's all it takes.
That's her. She needs pins. More pins, right?
Yeah.
Egwene for mayor.
Egwene for mayor. All right. Yeah. So she doesn't consider herself a prisoner, and she's carrying out the battle into the heart of the tower itself.
Yeah, let's go. Let's do it.
Okay. Woo. Which I'm here for.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's turn this bad situation into potentially a mediocre one.
Yeah.
Because no, Egwene.
So are you going to change
You can't just carry the battle into the tower.
Okay,
but...
so here's the thing. So she is basically a novice again. She's going to be microdosed on fork root, so she can, like, I guess, do novice classes.
Sure.
Beatings will probably be in there.
Sure. Which she's using wise one tactics about how to accept that kind of pain.
Well, the IEL tactics, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, previously in this episode, you were like, hey, maybe if she's only gone for a day or two.
Yeah, I know.
You want to...
amend that?
Yeah, you want to switch that up a little bit?
No.
Still hopefully getting out in a day or two.
Well, you asked me...
Yeah.
What is it like over in the rebel camp?
Yeah.
And I said, if she's only gone for a day or two, this is what it'll be like. And then if she's gone for longer, that's when they'll start, I don't know, potentially trying to replace her or try to get her out.
Yeah.
Or, it's like it'll be more chaotic. And so there will probably be petitions to have her either removed or instill a new deputy Amerlin in the meanwhile.
Acting Amerlin, yeah.
But do I think she's actually going to get out in, 2 days? Maybe if they gateway in and get her out.
Okay.
If she's just a novice, who can wander around the hall by herself, even if she is on fork route.
Yeah.
During the day.
Extraction team, let's go.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, other novices managed to run away.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I get that she's probably going to be watched a little closer than, the typical novice. But she'll be like, I really have to poop.
Yeah.
I have to poop so bad. I'm just gonna go.
Yeah.
You don't need to come. It's fine.
But if she's fork rooted, she can't gateway herself out.
She can't. That's the problem.
Yeah.
But other novices who run away don't gateway themselves anywhere.
That's true.
They just leave.
Yeah, how do they do it?
Yeah.
Crazy. Okay.
She might just leave.
All right. Have you tried just leaving?
Yeah. Especially if the Shanshan fucking attack.
Okay.
Which probably is happening this book. We're getting a lot of
interesting. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
we're probably getting a lot of this is gonna happen.
Totally.
We should probably take this seriously.
Shanshan attack this book and then There we go.
Destruction of the White Tower. That would actually be best for everybody.
We need to end this episode before you say more things.
Okay. Well, they gotta form a new thing, because this was bad. So
Okay. So for the next episode, we're doing one chapter. One chapter. I posted the release schedule on the Discord for anyone keeping up with that, so it's all there for the month of June. Sounds good.
So before you go and get in a lot of trouble for missing curfew, I'm going to say that this is part of the pattern now.
Yeah, it's part of the pattern.
Thanks so much for listening to this episode. The Wheel Weaves is hosted and edited by Dani and Brett. Produced by Dani and Brett, with Passion Socks, KoD Feltz, Benjamin, Michelle O'Brien, Jonathan Reese, Jamie Young, Megan Smiley, Jared Berg, Ricky Morissette, Lance Barden, Charlie Haz, Adam, Hannah Green, Marta Thier, and Michelle Forbes. With music by Audionautics. Be sure to check out our Patreon page if you're interested in supporting us and the podcast. We'd love to send you some Patreon exclusive merch as a thank you, plus you'll gain access to our episodes earlier than everyone else. And at the time of this recording, we have over 40 bonus episodes for your listening pleasure. You can find all that and more at patreon.com/thewheelweavespodcast. For general information about our show, and information like how to send us shot glasses, how to join our Discord, and how to get in touch with us, visit thewheelweavespodcast.com. And as always, please be sure to give us that 5-star review because it really does make a huge difference helping people find us. And if you put your Instagram or Twitter handle in your 5-star review on Apple, we select reviews at random to send people some exclusive merch as a thank you. So be sure to do that so you can grab some cool stickers and bookmarks. Be sure to tell a friend, Riyadh, because referrals really are the best compliment. Thanks again for listening. This really is part of the pattern now.